Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing, and we're here with driver ratings. Alright, driver ratings for what Grand Prix was it? The Bahrain Grand Prix. Alright, so we're here for the driver ratings for the Bahrain Grand Prix. You know what, we'll start at McLaren. McLaren's the, sometimes we start at the bottom, sometimes we start at the top. I know McLaren's probably the big talking point this weekend, or last weekend, sorry, but you know what I mean. I'm going to go with Oscar Piastri first. I'm going to give Oscar Piastri a 10 out of 10. You know, yeah, McLaren have got the best car on the grid, but he dominated from the get-go. Always looked faster than Norris. Won by a landslide. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened, folks. Without a safety car, what could Ferrari have done on a different strategy? That malarkey. But yeah, for the most part, I think a 10 out of 10 is probably the best Piastri. Is it his best weekend in F1? I'd say so. Never looked like a point where he was going to lose that Grand Prix. If we're being truthful about it. Up next though, we've got Lando Norris, and again, just a really, really poor weekend. And it may not look that bad. He's finished third. He still leads the driver championship, but it's just shades of last season. Albeit the McLaren is definitely better than what it was last season, right? Because it just is. But it's like, how many points is Lando Norris going to leave on the table? When we hit the Spanish Grand Prix and this technical, regulation, whatever, brings the rest of the grid closer to them, are they going to be far enough ahead? Honestly, looking at it, I don't think so. Maybe in Piastri's hands, but not. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Finished third. Thought his racecraft was poor. Qualifying was brutal. And, vice versa. But I think what you've got to say is, the McLaren doesn't look like the easiest car to drive, despite being the fastest. And I think that is a key thing that some people may be forgetting here. It's like, well, why can we be like, look at that Red Bull, it's on a knife edge. Even in like 2023, when Red Bull were dominant, for starting, there were some poor qualifyings in there, and especially, from Perez. So I think some people need to be a wee bit more lenient on Norris. Like, if the McLaren's on a knife edge, but Piastri's getting the results out, it doesn't automatically mean that Norris is washed. It's like the Red Bull won last week, and look at it did this week. There's obviously cars that are on a fine edge and some that aren't. But yeah, Norris, it's not like the McLaren is 2 seconds a lap faster than everyone, but I'll give George Russell a 10 out of 10. That Mercedes was literally falling apart at the end. DRS problems, steering wheel problems, the brakes were broken to a degree as well. Thought it was a really good weekend from Russell. On the face of it, does Mercedes have the second fastest car? Probably. But yeah, still thought it was a good drive. Up next we've got Antonelli. Thought Antonelli was pretty poor, if I'm being honest, because it's like, I think on average this season I would put the Mercedes as the second fastest car, and despite getting screwed with strategy and seeing that race, it looked like he was going to beat the likes of Max. It looked like he was going to be the guy to finish 6th, behind both McLarens, Ferraris, and also his teammate. But then he got stuck in a bit of a DRS train, and here it's good to see the fact that the midfield in that race weren't a million miles off the top teams, but as qualifying shown as well. But yeah, it's not really good enough for Antonelli. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Up next, what have we got? We have got Red Bull. We'll go with Red Bull, right? Max Verstappen. I'll give Verstappen a car did not look good. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. It was kind of damage limitations. He even got Gasly on the last lap, which kind of just sums it up. But this guy just able to squeeze every final bit of pace at that car, so I'll give him a 7. Up next we've got Yuki Tsunoda. I'm going to give Tsunoda a 7 as well, because obviously I just hold a lot of us just hold Max Verstappen. Well, not a lot of us, all of us hold Verstappen to a higher standard. And when you compare Yuki Tsunoda to other drivers in that second Red Bull this season, P9 looking competitive, not far off the lead Red Bull. I think you've got to give Yuki Tsunoda credit. So, I'll give him a 7 as well. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, I'll give him a 9. Car does not look all that great, but if the safety car doesn't commit, and I say the safety car doesn't commit, the Ferrari strategy was definitely the way to go, because they would have had about 10 laps fresher tyres towards the end, and that would have been very intriguing, to say the least. So unfortunately, but I'll give him a 9. As for Hamilton, I know he's only finished one place behind Leclerc, but qualifying wasn't good enough. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Right, into Aston Martin, I guess. Oh, Aston Martin. I'm just going to give Alonso and Stroll both 5s. Like, the car looks absolute pish. And, I mean, there could be a crazy race this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso doesn't score much double-digit points. Like, he will finish P9 and 10 here or there, but what they need to do is focus on 2026. And when I mean focus on 2026, I mean focus on 2026, man. Like, there is no point, there's nothing. Like, and even Alonso will want them to focus on 2026. So yeah, 2 5s. Up next, Alpine, Gasly. I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because, I mean, it near enough is a 10, I'll be honest, but the reality is, man, I think he could have done a wee bit better against Max on the last lap. I mean, maybe a 9's harsh, but I thought if he just beat Max, it would have been a perfect 10, but I think the defence was a wee bit weak. His teammate I thought he was alright, but again, probably another missed opportunity because he was running really well. I'll give him a 7. What's next? Haas, 8th and 10th. I'll give Ocon. I'll give Ocon. I'll give him an 8. I think he kind of did luck into it, but it's still a really good drive nonetheless. And then Berman, I'll give an 8 as well, because he didn't really get as much luck as Ocon, didn't he not? Well, I mean, he kind of did to a degree. But yeah, I mean, fantastic weekend for Haas, man, considering, Ocon crashed in qualifying and Berman was last. They get double points. Seems unthinkable. Up next, RB. Lawson will give a 3. Hadjar will give a 5. Just not really working out for Liam Lawson, is it? Williams, I'll give Carlos Sainz an 8. He was looking really good till his crash. I'll give Albon a 6. And into Sauber, I'm just going to give them 2 5s, man. It's a bit of a dustbin. But yeah. Actually, I'll give Hülkenberg a 7, actually. Because he did finish 13th on the road, and you think it. Anyway, guys, that's it for driver ratings. Leave your thoughts down below. And peace.